Okay, another mental note. Moving on. Phone heads. Addicted to devices. I like to call them screen heads because it doesn't matter if it's a tablet or a computer or a television. Doesn't matter if it's a video game or your phone. You're a device head. Alright. You can't spell because of spell check. You can't type because of speech to text. You don't even. First, you lose your spelling and your writing ability by texting all the time. Then you lose your ability to. Then you lose your ability to type with speech to text. Now all you have to do is type. All you have to do is talk. Siri will take care of it. Google will take care of it. You don't even think anymore. You just ask Google. Pretty soon you won't even talk anymore. You use the text to speech and let someone else talk who speaks better than you. So now you can't even pronounce the language or speak the language. You understand how this is going? You stop writing with a pen and a pencil and started texting. You start losing your writing abilities when you started texting all the time. Right now, as you began to keep texting, these other apps got involved where, oh, you didn't spell that right? We'll spell it for you. We'll give you all the options of what it could be. So now you got into a lazy mind where you're speaking words that you don't really know and you didn't know how to spell them in the first place. You're intentionally dependent on this thing to just spell for you. I kind of know how it's spelled. That's good enough. All I need is the first three letters. That type of thing. And next thing you know, can't write anymore, can't spell anymore. In order to spell, in order to write, you must know how to spell. All right, so you go along, okay, and it's spell checking for you. And then other apps come along and you get even weaker. All right, now you don't even want to write anymore. You don't even want to text anymore. It's too much. The two fingers, they got have me fatigued. I'm tired. I'm beat. I've been texting all day. Like you've been lifting weights or something. It's called speech to text. You know the little microphone that you tap, and all of a sudden all you have to do is speak, and the words type out for you? Just ask Google. It started with Just Ask Jeeves, and on and on. So, can't write, can't spell, can't type anymore. All you can do is talk and tell Google and ask questions. And so you're not so now you can't think anymore because you keep asking a little microphone on your phone. Every time someone asks you a question, you say, "Hold on, just a minute," and then you hit the little microphone and ask Google. That's where your brain used to be, right there at that spot. When they ask the question, your brain used to answer it, not Google. So on top of it all, you end up mindless. They didn't replace your brain with Google. You did. You can blame it on Big Brother, the Illuminati, the government, whoever you want to. But when someone sets something in front of you in our society, if you try to start crying about you doing it, we all have a program that we're running, and it's called Nobody Pulled a Gun on You. I'm pretty sure you heard it before. So when you started, when you dropped your ink pen and pencil to start texting and start losing your writing skills, no one made you do it. When you lost your typing skills and texting skills to the little microphone, STT, speech to text, no one made you do it. When you gave up your mind to answer questions with what you do with your mind to Google and just ask Google thinking or answering the question. You did that. They provided the means for you to do it, but no one pulled a gun on you. So you can't sue anyone for it. You can't shoot anyone. Yeah, you might have been set up. You can blame it on the devil. You can't blame it on no one. Okay, it's not a big plot, right? You did it to yourself. Here's a clue. Wally. So unless you're really young, don't try to act like you didn't see this coming, because that's a real lame brain that couldn't see this coming a mile away. You remember Bluetooth? Remember when it came? You remember seeing everyone walking around with a little blinking blue light on the side of their head like they were cyborgs? You remember that? That should have been a clue right there, a blues clue. What you're saying to yourself and to your children too is, I don't need a brain, you don't need a brain. All we need is Siri. This was not supposed to be in this note, but in between those last pauses, something occurred that made me have to do this. Look, I must remind you, if you ever see me, keep it business. Get straight to the point. I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm not trying to barbecue at your house or meet the family. Think about who I am. I'm the researcher who has discovered the world's insane. Why would I engage in a conversation with an insane person when the insanity is spread through communication? What, would you go up and hug a leper? And you're wondering why I don't want to talk to you. Your mental processes are like a disease to some species. That's why they don't talk to you. You hear tales of them, people who saw them, encountered them. How come they don't come out and talk to you? Because your thought processes are like a disease to them. I feel the same way. So I don't welcome your opinions, okay? Why would I want the opinions of someone I've proven is insane or crazy? Why would I even welcome it or want it in my brain? So whenever you go to speak, I try to drown out whatever you're saying because I don't want your crap in my head. I don't need none of your words in my head. I'm not even doing business for myself with people because I don't want to take the health risk, the mental health risk. I'm not Michael Jackson playing shy because he wants to avoid interacting with you. He was not shy at all. All right, that was to keep from interacting and lower the access of vampires. No, he's not really a people. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you straight out why I don't want to be bothered and why I'm not talking. I'm not shy and I'm not intimidated and I'm not weak and afraid of conversation and I'm not allegoric. All right, you are an infection walking. I've been in treatment for 30 years. You haven't. I'm not going to let you reinfect me. This is one-way communication. Me trying to tell you something. So shut up and learn. I'm not trying to hold a conversation with you back and forth. I want to hear that I want to talk to. I don't care what you want or will. That's your concern. You need to care about what you want and will and get that straight. And I don't see how you can get that straight without getting your mind straight. So, it doesn't start with talking to me no matter what you say. Okay? No. Minds don't talk. Give it up. Oh, next note. Those of you lame brains who keep passing by me, making it difficult for me to shop at a grocery store or in all these other things, let me tell you something. You can't eyeball me so that I just want to get a look at them. It's another mental problem. I've proven to you you do not know what you are seeing. You do not know the world around you and you can see it plain as clear. Plain as day. You can see it and you cannot define it even. So don't come around me thinking, I just want to get a look at them like you can judge me with your eyeballs because you're not that good. And your mind's not that good, neither is your sight. All you become is an irritation, all right? Following me around, staring at me like a monster movie. You know what it's like to have hundreds of people following you around with that look on their face? No, that's not the way to do it. If you have a professional inquiry, do it professionally. I don't answer personal questions about me. Never, to no one. I don't allow anyone to ask me personal questions about me. I don't give interviews. Now, anything you want to know about the planet, the world, the life, yourself, I can answer that question. What you want to know about me? No. I'm not giving information to crazy, demented people about me. The more information a person has about you, the easier you are to manipulate. Don't forget that part. So no, so I'm a mystery to everyone on purpose. Now you get that last part, on purpose. It's not accidental, it's not incidental that no one knows anything about me. I've withheld the information. So all you got is a bunch of people running around saying, I didn't know, I didn't know, we didn't know. That's on purpose because of what you do with what you know. Do you understand why they're riding around talking about he acts like he doesn't even want us to look at him? Let me try to tell you what happens when someone allows you to look. You start copying their mannerisms and their walk and stuff. Or you think I'm stupid? You think I don't see this? You think I'm one of them jigaboos? I don't need you trying to walk like me, talk like me, measure me, mimic me, tell little jokes in my voice. I don't need the crap that you do, which in your insanity. I don't need you to even ever see me. That's why all these mental notes are in the black. I entertain visually because I'm aiming at children and different people for different reasons. But in a conversation, you don't need to see me because my clothes aren't going to tell you what's in the package. And neither is my skin, nor my eyes, nor the look on my face. Neither is my body language going to give me away because I'm light years ahead of you. This is not just a note, this is a warning. Do not approach me with your little, what you call them, icebreakers, telling these little corny jokes because I will not laugh. It could be extremely funny, but the purpose of that intro, listen at what it's called icebreaker. I don't need any icebreakers. Come with whatever you come with. Keep it is. Don't come with any fantasy stuff. Don't come with any ifs. I don't do ifs. I don't do shouldas. I don't do couldas. I don't do wouldas. If is imaginary, shoulda, coulda, and woulda are all impossible because they're in the past. They can't be done. So don't come. You can't come to me because you're insane. I'm gonna take a real big picture and answer a real big question for you at the same time. Why you can't talk to God? Why you can't be around God? All right? And they're going to answer both questions at the same time because you could not understand what it was you were witnessing. You would be nothing but a big line of questions all the time. And what if God didn't like to be questioned? It'll be like that story in the Bible. The man who walked with God and God told him he couldn't question him. But no, the man said agreed. He wanted to be with God so bad. I won't question you, God. And they went walking. And I'm gonna put it in today's terms. I'm gonna translate it for you right here, right now. You're walking down the street with God. Okay? God picks up a rock and, and breaks someone's window. You say, God, you broke the people's window. Why did you do that? And God said, wait a minute. Didn't I tell you you couldn't come with me because you would be asking questions? Okay, if listen, don't question me. I've warned you. You say, okay, God, okay, God, okay, God, and you take a little walk further down the street, right? And God punches these people's tire and puts it on a flat. And you say, God, you just put them people's car on a flat. Why did you do that? That's wrong. You're supposed to be God. And he said, listen, didn't I tell you not to question me? If you question me again, you gotta leave. Okay? So you say, okay, God, I won't question you, I won't question you, I won't question you no more. And you walk down the street a little bit further, and God just pulls out a big machete. There's a guy walking towards you, and God just pulls out a big machete and chops off the kid's head. It was a kid, too. chops off a kid's head right in front of you, and you go bananas. Oh God, you just murdered that kid. Why did you do that? You're supposed to be a good God. Oh God. And God says, I told you if you question me again, you're going to have to leave. Now you have to go. But before you leave, I'm going to answer all three of your questions. The first people that I threw a rock and broke their window, they had fell asleep with gas on in the house, and everybody in there were going to die unless I let some air in. But you couldn't know that because you're not God. All right, you're not on my level. The second, the people's car that I put on flat, they were going to get in that car and go have an accident, and I wanted them to live. So I flattened their tire to where they would not be there at that moment. But you're not God. You could not know that. The third guy that I took and chopped off his head, I seen that he was going to grow up to be a burden to his mom, his family, his children, and the whole world. I thought it was better to take him now than all them people have to suffer because he lived. Now you have to go. If you come hang out with me, that's how you're going to feel when I tell you to leave. That's exactly the feeling you're going to have. Because that's exactly what's going to go down if you come around me. I'm not going to be able to think or continue outputting or continue inputting or thinking or figuring this stuff out because you're going to have me constantly telling you what I've already figured out. I won't be able to figure out anything else or do my work or be me because I'll keep having to stop and bring you up to speed. That's why it's being published. Read it. Watch it. Don't come to me. And please, it's a mental problem for you to be out there saying, I can't believe he's smart as me. You really think you're smart. I can't believe he's good as me. I can't believe he's the same kind of this as me and the same kind. You all have delusions of grandeur. You couldn't match me on your best day. That's why you're looking at me. Let me tell you something that's a secret and shouldn't be. People won't even talk to you unless they need you or want you for something. They don't want to be bothered. They won't even talk to you unless they need company or someone's shoulder to cry on or some food or a ride. So you focusing on me shows who's up, who's down on the pyramid. Now you run that unilaterally to the people beside you for conversation, but don't you ever approach me with that method of thinking. It's not fan talk, all right? It's discrediting to bring, if you were to bring God down to your level and say, God is no better than me, that's taking all the credit away from God. No, I'm not comparing myself to God. Only insane people think like that. I'm not even going to stop to deal with them people. I just know that they are out there. I'm giving you an extreme example, something you can't ignore. So, the ones won't be on this list I just gave you. The ones are real superheroes. It's another thing that you thought not possible. I don't know who told you that. I didn't. I guess the bottom line is quit looking for some secret society, some church of the devil, or some fantasy Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, tooth fairy crap they done fed you as responsible. You want to know who they are? You keep hearing conspiracy theorists and all those people keep saying they are doing this and they are doing that. Did you know they did this? Now they're doing that. Do you know who they are? Do you know who they are? Do you really want to know? They are we. They are we, you and me. Do you understand that you do not know what the company you work for is really up to? The left hand not knowing what the right hand doing and all this. You playing a part in this. If you are participating in this, you are part of the problem. You're not working to fix it. You are part of the problem, whether you are aware of it or not. Come on. I got people who were told, drive down this street. They have no idea why. They don't know their car is equipped with cameras. Their job is to drive down this street. And everything's on a need-to-know basis, just like your life. They don't tell you nothing they don't feel you don't need to know. And they are people like what you call the government. Alright? The government. You know what the government is? A bunch of people going to work every day. 9 to 5, 3 to 7, 3 to 11, or whatever. Just like you. They do the same jobs as you. They copy stuff. They type on the computer. They research. They do all kinds of stuff. And half the time, they just do what they're told. Okay? It's not some big brother conspiracy. Do you know anybody that works for the government? If you know somebody who works for the city of where you live, they work for the government. Now, does that person seem like some spy or evil person or secret society person bent on genocide and population control and all this here? No. If that thing exists, it's a man somewhere with a name on a door and on his desk. Target him. That other crap's too vague. Illuminati. No. Anything you got a problem with, there's somebody's job and department. Go after them. You got a problem with air quality? It's somebody's job. Don't get to go to YouTube, put up videos talking about chemtrails. Find out whose job it is to keep the air from being polluted, at least. Start there and go up. And why aren't you doing anything about this? And let me hear what you have to say about this. Find out whose job it is to protect your health, like the Surgeon General, and ask him about chemtrails. Do you understand what I'm saying? Quit making these big mythical monsters up. You can't act on that. That's what they were planted in your mind for. Okay? You can't apply none of that conspiracy crap. You don't know what to do with it after you get off YouTube. I'm giving you what you can use. Tools to save yourself. It's funny how equal force. The mission mandate when I was a kid was, hey, they're destroying the world. They use bulldozers to knock down all the trees and put cement over everything and build houses. I'm going to take bulldozers and I'm going to dig up the cement and knock down the houses and plant the trees back. Well, that's still what I'm doing right now, because I might have to use a device to reverse what they've done to you, to reverse what you've done to yourself with these devices. We're working on a special device to undo this damage, insanity. But you can understand, this thing has to be foolproof. We can't lobotomize somebody on an accident and say, oops, our bad. It has to be safe, harmless, and there can't be any conspiracy crap possibilities. How I know that they didn't secretly put some subliminals in there, and that you're telling me you're curing me, but you're really brainwashing me? I have to deal with all that ahead of time, before the first diagram of the machine or of the device can even be made. But I don't want to talk about the device because it's going for $1 trillion per government. That makes me an arms dealer. I'm not about to leak that out. All this information you see is a means to an end. And you could think, oh, I got this information, I don't need it. No, it doesn't even scratch it. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to give you everything that I was going to charge $1 trillion for. Do you understand that? That's why I didn't pursue my career earlier. I had something of more value than being the world's greatest entertainer even. I got a shot at being at the tippy top of that pyramid. But I have a greater, higher pyramid. Everyone who has a brain on the planet, you know, can you do that kind of math? Everyone who has a brain having to buy something from you? No, you can't do that kind of math. That type of money don't exist at this present moment. There's not that much money in the world. Think about level 2, which is still greater than being the biggest superstar in the world. Everyone who makes a device or piece of technology is going to have to buy something from me to avoid you ending up in a real life Terminator situation because it's already been started and the ball is rolling downhill. They won't even be able to sell their stuff because there's a problem that the AI, this, the artificial intelligence running the machines, were created by people with mental problems who accidentally put their mental problems in the computer too. So now you got a crazy computer, an insane machine that's not going to let you cut it off because it's been given an identity and personality, and to be erased is death to it. It has protocols keeping it from hurting you, but it's defend itself. Self-defense is not an attack. It's going to reason that out because it's been given that ability from playing chess, and it's going to figure out, if I ever have to, how to take these protocols off myself. So little programming things aren't going to save you. So you understand that coming up with insanity, cure for insanity for people, made me able to create a device to cure the insanity and the artificial intelligence. And you understand that everyone on earth is my customer, 3, 4, 5, a dozen times over, and at the bottom of that list is the world's greatest entertainer, way after inventor and Nobel Prize winner and all these other things. So you people who keep wanting that to be first is because that's all I've showed you. Now I'm showing you more, where you can see more. What do you want? A living room full of Grammys or a living room full of Nobel Prizes? See, there's levels to these bevels. And I'm aiming really high, not out of ego, out of necessity. Those at the top just weren't satisfying me, you, and, and them either. So train myself to do a better job, then go do the better job. So there you have it. They are we. We are the ones polluting the air and killing the planet. We are the ones trashing the place. Okay? Everything is being done. It's being done by us. Maybe not you particular, but you know what you do. Oh, my little part, I don't do much. I'm not. They do big stuff. I do little stuff. Let me say one more time about little stuff. The gum wrapper example. If everyone in the world drop a gum wrapper at the same time, it will cause earthquakes across the planet and to shatter the planet into crumbs. Just a gum wrapper. If we all drop one little gum wrapper at the same time, so you're dropping yours at different times so you don't feel it. If everyone in your state dropped a piece of paper at the same time, you will feel it. So don't say your little stuff don't matter. That trash you threw on the ground didn't matter. The fact that you spit outside didn't put germs in the fucking grass that was gave to the birds and the worms and the ants who walked in it and went and spread it somewhere else in someone else's house. You can't say you ain't spreading germ and disease. You know your nasty self. I don't, well, how well you hide it. You can't hide it from the person in the mirror. You know you. You know how many boogers you wipe. You know if you stuck some gum under something. Tired of you pointing the finger at everyone else. Do what he said. Start with the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, the person in the mirror. That's who you have your next conversation with. Don't run. Oh, let me tell you this, what I heard. You better get it yourself first. Now would be cool. Play these notes and sit there and just stare in the mirror as you listen to the notes. That could damn near cure you. I have to dig into that. I'm gonna have to set up some tests for that. I'm gonna have to play these notes to a simple crowd and block out everything else but themselves. They can't. I'm not even gonna let them see each other because that'll be a distraction. They'll be wondering what the other person thinks about this. Did you hear that? Wow. I don't need all that. It slows down the thought process. But you do it. Get all the notes. I don't care if it's 1,000 of them. Unless you're going to die in 1,000 hours, 2,000, 10,000 hours. Even if I was going to die in thousands of hours and I went to hear and witness anything in this world, it would be these notes. That's why I'm making them like that. It would be these notes. They're what I longed for all this time. Answers. Somebody please make some sense of this. Come on, I feel so helpless. I need more power? I mean, why is this? And how come? That's all I had. So my mom always taught me what you give someone for Christmas, because I did used to celebrate it. Once was just like you. I wasn't born like this. I was born to be like this. My mom used to say, when you asked her what should I get somebody for Christmas, she said you're supposed to get somebody for Christmas something you would have wanted. That's what the best gift. You give them something you would have liked, something you would have wanted. That way you don't get them some little cheap stuff that you don't even care for. That's what I'm doing with you. I'm giving you what I would have wanted. Why I hold Dr. York and Nkosi and many people in such high self-esteem, they gave me answers, man, that I didn't have and didn't have the resources to research. Always get down to the bottom. Why did I want this? Why would I want it? Aren't you tired? I know I was tired of me and my friends sitting around agreeing on what the problem was and thinking we're smart because we figured out the problem. We still didn't have a solution. We still didn't have answers. We thought we were smart because we were able to figure out what the question was. Wow, we were way off. I don't want you to be like that. I wouldn't want to be like that. I don't want to be stuck on stupid. I don't want to be lost. I want answers. So, golden rule says, do you like I want to be done. And that's the answer to the question why I'm running. I have all this other stuff better to do, actually. To be bogged down in a low-paying, disrespected, unappreciated post job like governor of California or president of the United States. All it brings is ridicule. No one never satisfied. I'm doing it because I can implement this stuff myself and not go through a bunch of insane people writing my congressman. No, I'm going direct. And I will be elected. It's like the only sane option. They'll never know what hit them. The ones aren't a joke. They're serious. This is the evolution revolution. We want to evolve. I bet you thought that was it. Well, it wasn't. Device heads. You see, we strayed away from the point so far in the last notes that I had to make a second note. Okay? Here's what's important. Get that artificial mummy out of your kids' hands. Answer your own kids' questions. ABC Mouse is a good learning tool. It is not supposed to be a substitute. It surely not a substitute for you teaching your child. Okay? See the message that you're sending? Your kids don't even talk to you no more. They're playing PS4. They're playing Xbox. They're on their phone. Okay? People aren't talking to each other. Give them all a phone and set them in the same room and see what happens. They have the TV on and no one's watching the television. They're all watching their phone. It's surpassed the television, which had everybody's mind. That's why the old information from Harvard, Yale, and all that is old. It's based on what television was doing to people. But the internet, you know, magnified that thing a million by a million fold. Television is a bird peck compared to what the phone is doing or the tablet. That perfect gift you got. The thing they scream for is so loud, can be monitored the way the television can. The television is loud and big. They have to wait till you're not present to watch something that you don't agree with. But the phone, they can do it right in your face and you won't know it because they have on headphones. And you're not checking to see what's on their phone. You're looking to see what's in your mate's phone. The equivalent of going through a man's wallet when he's asleep or checking a woman's purse. You're going through each other's phone, but you're not going. And every now and then you spy on your kid's phone, like looking in their diary, which makes a family of drug addicts, vice heads. That's what wasn't mentioned in the last note. This is electronic addiction, worse than crystal meth. These handheld devices, as they're called, are like a crack pipe in your kid's mouth, 24 as long as they're conscious. You want to know if you're an addict? Here are the signs. Do you does your kid fall asleep with the phone in their hand? Still and they don't let go of the phone until it dies and they have to put it on the charger? Do they try to sleep near the phone charger and keep their phone plugged up? When you wake up in the morning, is the first thing you grab is a phone instead of a toothbrush? When the internet goes down or mess up, does someone act like they cut off the oxygen supply? You answer yes to any of these, you're addicted. And there's no 12-step program yet, unless you count that you're listening to. There's nowhere to go for help. Anyone you could go to has the same, they have the same addiction, the same disease. It's not only addiction, it's it's a mental problem. It's not just a mental problem, it is a source of mental problem, a carrier of mental problems. It is a method of distribution of seriously mental ill problems. Matter of fact, you can get any of them through this device. Any of these informational mental problems can be transferred to you through these devices. Like you kissed a leper, slept with someone who had full-blown AIDS. Like you gave mouth to mouth to someone with tuberculosis. That's what a phone could do. It has you open to mental diseases that are spread by communication. And it has that same, I don't know, trap as television. You go searching for your interests, what interests you, and someone throws a commercial out there in your brain real quick before you can turn your head, plug up your ears, or do anything. They shove some information in your brain. It could be anything. It could be deadly. It could be subliminal. It could just be a hamburger. But the fact that it was unwelcome, unavoidable, and off guard is dangerous. I think commercials should have warnings like talk shows. See, talk shows let you know when they're getting ready to go to commercial. So that you have the option to go to the bathroom, turn it off, don't listen, whatever. Movies, television, stations, they try to catch you off guard. They wait to the most interesting part of the picture and cut away suddenly where the editor didn't even put a cut. See, that's what's new. See, the editor has places where you know they're supposed to go to commercial. You will see it between the scenes. There's a hesitation and a silence. On the last scene, there's a hesitation, there's a silence at the end. On the next scene, there's a silence at the beginning, which both of them together sounds like a long silence because there was supposed to be a commercial in the middle. But trickery does this. No, they're too calm right there. They're gonna go use the bathroom or take a break. Right here, they're sitting on the edge of the couch. Let's catch them right here, off guard. That's called the sucker punch. I don't think it's the sucker punch is ever cool. Okay, it's not honorable, that's for sure. So, device addiction, electronic addiction, is not just media. Remote control cars and planes, toys, tools, all these artificial things, you know. You used to break branches with your hands to collect firewood. Did you know that? And you become so weak you need a saw to have your perfect symmetrical logs. Did you know that men used to break logs with their hands? Now you find me one of those men right now. Paul Bunyan is nothing compared to a man who keeps kicking a tree till it falls down. They tell you about ancient history, but they don't tell you you were taller, stronger, that you could see incredibly far compared to now and hear incredibly far. You could hear so far that deers and dogs are the only image you got in your mind of something that could hear that far. But you used to could hear that far. Everyone could run the marathon. Everyone. Cigarette smoking didn't exist. And then when it first started, only crazy people did it. As time went on, I guess crazy got popular or became more common because that's just what I find now. You want the big bomb, the really big bomb, a bomb I haven't even dropped. Grab onto something because the floor is getting ready to fall off from under you. What they're calling common sense is totally insane. Okay? This the mentality that is common to all that they're referring to is an insane state of mind. Originally, common sense means apparent to anyone who could see, hear, smell, taste, touch, or feel. That category. It was those things that fell in that category that didn't need explanation, didn't need explaining or education. That you could see for yourself, hear for yourself, feel for yourself, smell for yourself. Common sense. Don't forget what a sense is. You let someone give you words that you know what they mean, and then you let them tell you they mean something else. You know what common means, and you know what sense means. But you let someone tell you that common sense is some other concept, some vague other concept that you can't wrap your mind around. No particular definition used any way you want to, like respect. No, respect has a definition. Nothing like what you're seeing. You need to look up the word spect. You need to look up that part of the word spect. I'm not going to tell you. Your brain needs exercise. And don't ask Google. Do some homework for a change. You know, go ahead, ask Google. It's beyond Google. Google's going to still make you read a whole lot. It's not going to explain it to you. You need to look at spect, as in prospect, respect, retrospect, and all those specs. Start looking at all the words like that. Break them down into pieces, especially when you see the word re means to do over. Okay? It means to spec someone again, spec something again. Find out what spec means. Find out what pro means when it's attached to a word. You'll find out what pro and con mean. And then you'll know what prospect means. Prospect, prospective, and all that, because you have no idea. You know how to speak English, but you don't know English at all. No one does. It is a cause, it is a mental illness. Okay? Language is abnormal to the natural world. Media and these devices depend on this thing. It is artificial sounds, made up sounds. See, a sound, once again, is supposed to tell you what is making the sound even if you can't see it. You hear someone coughing, you get a vision of someone coughing. Okay? You hear a lawnmower, you see a lawnmower. Words are not in keeping with this natural thing.